Hello everyone, I'm Srivikshta. Today I'm going to explain to implement a to-do list using the closure function. In this to-do list closure function, we also have some of the important functions like overdue, due date, due later, and to displayable list. In order to this, we have another important requirement is if the due date is today, then we do not have to show the date. Otherwise, we have to show the date and we do not have to print any output using the console.log. Now let me share you the code. So this is the code I had written for the to-do list.js. Now let me explain each and every concept to you clearly. So this file is about the closure function. This file uses the closure to create a to-do list manager that encapsulates the all array. And a closure is when a function remembers the variables from its lexical scope, even when it is executed outside the scope. In this file, we had used the to-do list function creates a private variable all that is only visible to via the functions written by the to-do list. So this is the private variable we had created all, and we had created another constant add which is used to push the to-do list items. And all is an array which is a private variable that cannot be directly accessed from the outside the function. Only the function inside the to-do list can modify it. And add is a function to add a to-do object to all array and mark as completed. This is used to update the completed status of a today at a specific index. And overdue. This is used to returns the to-dos that are overdue. That is, due to is before today and completed is false. And this due later. This is used to filter the to-dos that are due today. And to displayable list. This is used to format a list to-dos into a human readable string with checkboxes and due dates. So here we had used the checkbox that returns the values whether we had completed or not. And, and here the return statement all add mark as completed overdue. These are used to containing all the functions allowing control access to the all array. And here how this code works. Now let's come to the callback.js file. In this file demonstrates the callbacks by processing and displaying the to-do list. A callback is a function processed as an argument to another functions to be executed later. Here, callbacks are used to display specific categories of to-dos dynamically. And log result. Here, log results are accepts a title and a callback function. The callback uses the todos.displayable list, which generates the overdue today's dynamically. And here we call the callback function in log results. Now, promises.js. In promises.js file, this file uses promises to handle asynchronous delays. A promise represents the eventual result of an asynchronous operation. It can be one of the three states. It has the three states like pending, resolved, rejected. The pending is the operation which is still in progress, and resolved is the operation completed successfully, and rejected is the operation failed. Now, let me explain the code. Here we had used the constant delay, which returns a promise that resolves after a given time using the set out time. Here ms is the millisecond. Now, in this we will use the dot then method in index.js. in async.await. This file uses async or await to simply handling promises. Async declares a function that always returns a promise. Await pauses execution of an async functions until the promise is resolved. The async operation function. This is used to execute the steps sequentially with delays, demonstrating how await makes asynchronous code easier to read completely after then. If the wait is after second, let me explain the code execution. First, we call this async function. Later that after wait 1 second, then step 1 is complete. After that, step 2 is completed. And after the completion of everything, we call the async operation complete and we call async operation. Now, in file os.js, in this file handles file operations using file system or promises modules. First, we have to require these modules. We use the fs to require these modules. Later, we had saves the to-dos data to a file name in JSON format. Here, to write fs.filename is used to write the file name in JSON.string format and load to-dos form file is asyncs the data with file name and fs.read file. This is used to read the file name in JSON.parse format. Now, in index.js, this file integrates all the functionality and demonstrate uses, and this initializes the const to-do list. This is used to initialize the to-do list and to-dos.add. These are these are used to add the properties like title, due date, and complete. After that, we have the log results. The log results consist of overdue, due date, or due later. These are uses callbacks to dynamically display overdue and today's to-dos and async operation. As we had already discussed that we use the dot then method to async the operations, runs an asynchronous operation using async or await. And here these are is used to save the todos.json and loads then from back to verify. And the summary of these codes concepts is closure is used to encapsulate the to-do list in to-do list.js. Callback is dynamically processed and display to-dos in callback.js. Promises handles the asynchronous delays in promises.js. Async or await simply promises the handling for sequential operation in async await.js and file io.js. Now, before we have to run this, we have to install some of the packages. First, we have to install the node in our PC. Later, we have to install the packages like fs and promises. So, as actually I had installed the node in my PC. Now then let me show the packages that we have to install in our PCs. First we have to install the FS. Later we have to install promises. So we had successfully installed the packages. Now let me show you how to run this code. First we have to go to the file we have located. Now we run the code node index.js. So we had successfully get the output that is submit assignment. As the assignment is submitted, is there any due dates and any due later works? And it starts the async operation. To do saves to-dos.json file and loads the to-dos like title, submit, assignment, due date, and whether we had completed it or not. This is how we get the output, as it shows the whether it is completed or not. This is how we had implemented the to-do file. Thank you all.